Until 1986, doctors believed that babies could not feel pain, so they did surgeries on babies without giving them medicine to sleep or not to feel pain. The reason that Allied forces had net on their helmets was because to reduce the helmet's shine when wet and to add additional camouflage. In the 13th century, Pope Gregory IV declared war on cats. He said that black cats were instruments of Satan. This action led to more rats, which caused more diseases. If your eyes start shaking suddenly like in this video, run to the hospital as soon as possible because you might have a serious brain injury. If someone points a gun at you, hold eye contact with that person because eye contact makes it harder to pull the trigger. If you ever get stuck in quicksand, lie down flat. This will spread out your weight and will help you to float, just like in the water. When hiking in the wild, don't stay quiet for too long because bears usually prefer to avoid people, so making noise lets them know you're there and they'll stay away. But if you see a bear, don't run. Scare them away because bears can run very fast. If you had to sleep outside for whatever reason, put something between you and the ground, because the ground can take away your body heat. And many people have gotten very cold and passed from sleeping in the ground. If I were you, I would never sleep with the television on. Frederick Bauer, the inventor of the Pringles can, is buried in a Pringles can. If you lived 65 million light years away and you looked at Earth through a super powerful telescope, you would see the dinosaurs. The sentence, "The quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog," uses every word in the English alphabet. Believe it or not, you could take about 10 shots and still stay alive for more than half an hour. This is because of the large amount of adrenaline your body releases. Every time you take a step, your body activates about 358 muscles. Your phone knows you better than you know yourself. Type, "I have to do," and let the autocorrect finish. If your dog often smells you for no apparent reason, they might be detecting certain types of diseases such as cancer. England fought the shortest war in history, which lasted just 38 minutes. Your phone is constantly listening, tracking your contacts, search history, and locations, and they show specific ads for your interests. Every year, you eat about 1 to 2 pounds of insects in your food without knowing it. Would you like to see an insect in your food, or sleep with the second person that appears when you click share and then more? Sometimes when you think you see something move in the corner of your eye, it's not your imagination, it's something that is trying to hide from you. On average, people pass a serial killer 36 times in their life, which means you have met quite a few already. Viruses can be frozen for millions of years and still be infectious, and there are currently ancient viruses frozen inside glacier that are slowly melting. The #1 buyer of explosives in the world is the US military. The #2 is Disney. If you ever see a frog in your living room, run to the hospital. Every single odd number has the letter E in it. Your keyboard can guess what you're scared of. Comment, "I'm scared of," and let your keyboard finish the sentence. I bet no comment on this video will get 0 likes. Whoever gets 0 likes is 100% the chosen one. The dollar bill didn't have "In God We Trust" written on it until 1957. There are more trees on Earth than stars in the entire galaxy. In 18th century, some people were afraid to take their own lives because they believed it would send them to hell. So instead, they would kill other people and receive a death penalty. In medieval times, people would sleep twice each night. They would sleep for about 4 to 5 hours, then wake up for 2 hours to keep the fire on to stay warm, and then sleep again for another 3 to 4 hours. Rap battle has existed since the 5th century. Back then, poets participated in flyting, an event where they would take turns insulting each other using poems. In the Middle Ages, people used human urine to clean or heal wounds because it worked as an antiseptic. They also washed clothes with it sometimes. During the Great Depression, the state of Arkansas was so low on money that at one point, the treasurer reported having only $4.62 in the state's main money fund. Did you know that chainsaws was originally invented for cutting women open during childbirth? If you wake up between 2 a.m. and 3 a.m. for no reason, there's a 90% chance someone was staring at you. Queen Elizabeth I was so obsessed with sugar, her teeth started to rot while she was still alive. People wake up during surgery, but the anesthesia keeps them from moving their body or speaking, so they just silently suffer wide awake while they get cut into pieces. Children laugh about 300 times a day, while adults only laugh about 20 times. Experts say if you see a ghost in your dream, it is the ghost looking at you in that moment. There's a mental phenomenon called pareidolia, in which a person sees faces in objects completely unrelated setting. Before the last fact, follow us to get smarter. If you hold in your sneeze, you risk rupturing your throat, damaging your ears and eyes, and even suffering a brain aneurysm.